Okay. You could. That, that's un that's just unfortunate for you. Okay, I need to make my sequence reader today. So I take the array. I need to check the inputs at a specific distance from the beginning. I need to read the inputs. Down, horizontal right. That's what I want to check against. So hmm, I know, today's the one day I felt like, why can't I get the a single number from a full integer using array scripts? Which has, it's just I want to pull out the first number of a number using the array method without actually making an array, but off of an integer. Yes. Yeah. I'd have to use math. I know my sequences are going to be fairly small sizes. I might just rake the entire number by going digits and then cap myself at a specific number of inputs that need to be checked. What's the most? Wait, no, 360 degrees twice. Oh, that's okay. Okay, I guess I can make an array for it, or force it into an array. to use numpad notation. So is there a way to check how many digits are in a number? What does the integer function have? Mm. It's upsetting. Um, Hopefully it doesn't convert into a float when I do a division. Um, oh, the check is not. Oh, count. to that line, that would be good. Okay. 23203. Where are those numbers coming from? Okay. Oh, different mode. First of all, one second. So I get 2, 3, 2, 0, and then 3. Where is this 3 coming from? Wait, that's count. Okay. I didn't label any of these prints, which was a stupid idea. The stupid. I know this. This is basic coding. How do you think I've been getting this far? I just forgot to do it. I just forgot to do that. So yes, that makes more sense. Count is 3. That is good. That's what I want. Why did it have to take an entire while loop in 2 different variables to get the number of digits in the integer? I'm dividing the integer and then counting how many digits are in the integer. Because when you divide by 10, you get rid of an entire integer and it doesn't turn into a float if you're working in integer math. That's a possibility I could try, but I don't know if I like that idea. Why is it 6? Why is it 6? No, 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 no. Oh wait, no, never mind, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I guess I could do that. It technically works in one line. Also removes. Okay. Okay, so now I have the digit count. Wait, no, I need to split up the number anyways, though, because I'm giving like a three-digit number that represents a motion input, and I need to split this number up into its individual components so I can check each individual component as a separate input in the array. That's why I need to split the number up. That's a function. There's a split, which put this. I'm just gonna read it. Um, it won't give me numbers though. It will give me strings. No, I'm working with integers. Okay, so I don't know if that's gonna work for me. Splitting the string doesn't look like it's gonna work for me, but I don't know. Can I add to the front of an array? Hello. What is that function? Trying trying to find the function. Push? Okay. A spoon of peanut butter? This isn't a Dug Dug video or a Failboat video. Okay, well then. Okay. Wait, and then okay. Peanut butter raw does not sound like an appealing food. No. I don't know what I would not eat a straight spoon of peanut butter. No, that doesn't sound tasty at all. No. Why? I wouldn't eat a spoon of peanut butter at all. No. No, I I would eat it on a granola bar like a regular person. Yes, that's the me or him. Okay. You don't believe in yourself enough. That's the problem. He doesn't believe in himself. So, Hmm. What would be the best way to check this? Get a mod, then. Okay. Hmm. So inputs dot find this digit. I need to find the first digit, then I need to find the second digit from that digit onwards. Is this going to need a what would make the most sense? What I need to do is I'm given an array, uh, which is my full list of inputs. I need to compare that to another thing, which is my motion input check, and I need to check them in sequence with the ability for room of error. So if I press anything in between or I press the same input multiple times, then it will still work. I'm not sure how to go about it because I'm thinking of using find for arrays, but I don't know how it would save the position I'm at as well. Wait, no, I can just find at, maybe. Get has insert type. Too many functions. Get type built in class. Hmm. Should I just cut the first half of the array? Because at this point I don't really need to save the value. Just need to check if it exists. I feel like I need a for loop for this, but I don't I don't know. Let's we can simply just find one digit. Yeah, that makes sense. Why does it not always return the index? Why can we only return one value? Wasn't there a function that tells me what the index is of a specific thing? No. Stop, stop, stop. Just cut the array. Cut the array. I don't. That's 10 clear. There is also the possibility I don't cut the array. Wait, no, but I need the sequence. Never mind. Yeah, there's a remove at. I think I may just make my own function for this and just not use any of its stuff. Okay, for yeah. Okay. How do people get to know their neighbors? Hmm, that's neat. Ah, alright, sequence count in. Okay, for this. invalid operands for type are array and integer. Oh, I hate this. What do I call this? And then after that, is there anyone else that's in the Discord? No, it's just me. Alright. I guess I'll leave it then too. I'm just continuing this by myself. Should have, absolutely should have changed the menu. Okay. So now we're going through the input history, getting all the inputs, then we're getting each individual input. We're making sure we actually have a sequence count. Oh wait, this should probably be at least here. So we want to count, and if we get a result, we go to the next frame. And then once we're done all that, the sequence count value should so at 0 we would find 2, at 1 we would find, and then we would increment. At 0 we would find 2, then increment. At 1 we would find 3, then increment. At 3 we would find 6, then increment. And we would have the number 3. So then we would check somewhere if var in underscore, so if sequence count equals count, probably I want to rename account. Return return check. Is that what I have? I'm missing make print here that says did it Hmm. There is no you did it, so I didn't do it. Oh. Down participle right. Yep, that's what it is. Okay. Are we getting to this point? Uh, got so many damn things that I'm checking the string of. My folders, my files. Okay. Hmm. So for the inputs, and our sequence and sequence count, which is not giving me anything but 0. Right. So does make sense. Input history. Check digits. Num is 0, count is 6. Ooh, count used anywhere. Yep, that is used somewhere, and it's currently 6, which is a problem for that. Okay, let me try. Count is 3 inputs. It's 5. Okay, down, and then F12, down, and F12. F12 down. Oh, we'd have a button for this. Duh. Use it. I know that this isn't. It's gonna be. No, just stop. Stop there. Turn this thing regularly. Stop running so fast. If down, on frame, next frame, next frame. So it's not reading anything correct as it. Count digits dot push run. No, this is fine. So we have our input history. We're getting one of the inputs sets. We are then declaring the variable input sequences. We are checking if the num. We're checking each individual button in that input. Skip. Okay. Skip all of those. If input equals digit in sequence count. The first off sequence count is 0. The only time it is ever increased is if the input is the same as the digit in the sequence count. And then if it is ever equal to the full count of the numbers, break and return the check number. Why is this not working? It seems like it should be working. Down, extreme, down, forward. For every singular input. It's not even getting a single input. It should at least be getting two. Sprinting by street. What the hell? Where's the array going? Never mind, it's there, it's just hiding. So it's got twos in it. And it should be reading at some point, somewhere in here. Maybe this break is a problem. No. So input history in the full array that we see here, which is an array of an array. Okay. And then for each array, then for each one of those numbers inside, so this should be a 5, print output. Let's see if this input is going to anything. Just 5, input is 2. Gosh, it's running too well. So it's telling me input is 2. The input equals digits in sequence. I print that too. The hell? That makes sense. This goes into this. And this ER. This and this. What? Hmm. Digits dot get in underscore sequence count, please. Why? Okay. Expected else after ternary operator? Why? Project. Reload current project. Same reload. Don't be stupid. Why? That makes sense, yeah. What is wrong with this? Why? 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 Hold on. Slowly. Why? So this checklist isn't working, and I'm not sure why. Actually, no, it is working. Because this should theoretically have incremented. But when we break, we set 0 here again, which is why it's breaking. Down, next frame. There we go. Get rid of all of these extra inputs. Print. Oh my gosh. Then print this right here, right now. Down, down, forward, forward. 2, 3, 6. Okay. Cool. We now have the ability to read a sequence. Now, if I put in vertical left, should work. Down, down, left, left. 2, 1, 4. Returning 1, which is incorrect. Let's return. What should I return? 0 is kind of technically the null number. Yeah. Okay, that took forever. Let's kind of explain what's happening. Okay, so, first thing we're doing is we're grabbing the input history and a number that we want to check. Then we are splitting out, just declaring a few variables that we're going to need um, for each part. So, what we're going to need is to have the number that we're going to check. Uh, we're also going to count how many digits are in it by using this spec instead of counting manually. This is needed. Then to the digits array, we're going to add each digit independently, separately, using the number mod 10, which is our check number. But we need to have a number that we can check multiple times. And then we just check if the number is 0 or null. Heck, I don't even know if we need this. Let's try it without it, because it might just break. Let me see that. So for 19 frames, okay. But yeah, so this while loop is here to run through all the numbers and then get us all the digits. It's just because it has a problem. Sometimes it has a little bit, so the while loop, since 0 is technically null or false, it breaks on its own, so we don't need that if statement there. So, yeah, from the beginning, get the input history, get the number we want to check, or the sequence we want to check. We declare a digits variable to have all of the digits split up from the check value. We temporarily make this num value exist so that we can break up the number and put into digits. We count how many digits are in the actual thing to use down here. And then we also declare the sequence count. So that means how many are actually in sequence. So if I do down, up, down, down, right, left, right, next, up, down, left. That was in the wrong sequence. Run it. So down, right, up, down, up, right, down, left, up, down, right, up, left. So as we can see, we have a bunch of different things in random order essentially. And then we have our key number 2 right here. Then it checks again from the beginning for the 1. Then checks again for the 4. What's interesting though is that the 2's still exist, so the first one doesn't actually clear it when the 1 happens, or when there's no more 2's in the right order. Another thing about this is that if we hold the direction, we can essentially do it in 2 presses. Either way, people will be pressing this stuff fast anyways. Yeah, that's enough for today. We got our sequence reader to read something and give us a thing. Yeah. I'm gonna send this to the Discord channel because I feel like it. Can I write defaults here? No. And the stream as well. Yeah, good enough. Okay. Stop streaming.